After winning his first WWE Singles Championship on Raw, Jey Uso has been receiving an overwhelming amount of love and support. After Yeatman won the Intercontinental Championship, Natalya wrote a touching note to him, adding her name to the list. Ever since he left the Bloodline and joined Raw, Jey Uso has been seeking a singles championship. With this week's victory against Braun Breaker in the Intercontinental Championship, he finally got his wish on the red brand. A tidal wave of joy washed over the wrestling world at the Samoan Star's triumph, and several famous faces sent their congratulations to the new champion. Also sending a sincere message to the former Bloodline member was Natalya, who has just returned to WWE programming. After teasing each other on social media for weeks, Rhea Ripley and Jey Uso finally joined forces on Raw. Mommy missed Jey's historic victory in the IC title match, but she flooded the former Bloodline member with messages afterward. Additionally, Rikishi, who was opposed to his son's romance with Rhea Ripley, informed Mommy that she should rejoice. In just a few days, Rhea Ripley will have an opportunity to become a champion herself when she faces off against Liv Morgan at Bad Blood for the Women's World Championship. Dominic Mysterio will be hung above the ring in a shark cage during the encounter, according to a unique stipulation announced by Mommy on Raw this week. At the next WWE Premium Live event, Rhea and Jey's other buddy Damian Priest will have another opportunity to get revenge on Finn Balor, who betrayed him at SummerSlam and lost him the World Heavyweight Championship. There was a flurry of activity in the WWE Universe when Jey Uso stunned everyone by winning the Intercontinental Championship on Raw. With this historic win, Jey solidified his position as a dangerous solo combatant, moving him beyond his tag team specialty. One WWE superstar, Becky Lynch, paid close attention as his victory resounded around the wrestling world. Famously known as The Man, Becky Lynch has never been one to overlook promising young players, particularly those who challenge the status quo and redefine success. The fierce Irishwoman, who has fought her way to the top before, took note of Jey Uso's victory. Having overcome adversity on her own path to the top of her field, Becky understands firsthand the rigors of becoming a champion. In typical Becky Lynch form, she reached out to Jey Uso not as an adversary seeking an altercation, but as a fellow champion who shares the weight of greatness and the path ahead. Though they were encouraging, Lynch's remarks were more than that. Their incisiveness mirrored Jey's characteristic self-assurance and style as she faced a formidable task. After a long and winding road, Jey Uso finally achieved his goal of winning the Intercontinental Championship on Raw by defeating a formidable opponent. The tale that started with years of tag team supremacy with his brother Jimmy Uso had now progressed into something much more substantial. Although Jey had long been admired for his skills in the ring and his unwavering loyalty to his loved ones, this triumph solidified his position as a solo celebrity, a path he had been pursuing since his high-profile feuds with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline storyline. Finally established as a formidable force in WWE's singles division, Jey Uso stood tall in the center of the ring, holding his belt. Despite the jubilation, the question of what's next for Jey Uso lingered in the minds of everybody in the audience. When asked about how WWE has changed over the years, Becky Lynch has always spoken up. Like Jey Uso, Lynch was an innovator in her own way. She went from relative obscurity to become one of WWE's most adored and successful superstars. Holding championship gold is a heavy burden, and Becky knows it. Defeating both seasoned competitors and up-and-coming stars, she has relentlessly battled to establish her rightful place at the top. The locker room pays attention whenever Lynch talks. A day after Jey's victory, Becky Lynch congratulated him on social media and sent a message brimming with wise counsel and harsh love, which came as no surprise. My heartiest congratulations to you at Jey Uso for winning the Intercontinental Championship. You've worked hard for this, and it's well worth it. The actual battle, however, begins right now, so pay close attention. Lynch's message went beyond just encouragement. Just a heads up. Lynch understands all too well from her experience holding several titles while facing unrelenting competition that winning the crown is only the first step. Maintaining one's status as a champion is no easy feat. What Becky Lynch had to say to Jey Uso was more than simply sound advice from an old pro. This piece has the experience of someone who has been there, done that, and knows what it's like to be the center of attention and the focus of criticism. Being a champion in WWE requires you to be on high alert at all times. At all times, there are rivals who are just waiting for you to make a mistake so they may attack. Lynch, whose championship reigns have been characterized by surprise betrayals and passionate rivalries, knows better than anybody. Lynch also seemed to be hinting at something more profound in his remarks, which included admiration for Jey Uso's tenacity and a challenge to him to accept the weight of becoming a champion on his own. Rather than being a fluke, she saw that Jey's victory was the product of years of dedication. However, winners in Becky's universe are never allowed to relax. Both inside and outside of the ring, they are continually put to the test. You fought for what's right with your loved ones and the greatest that our organization has to give, and now it's time to prove it. No one in the locker room is going to give you a break now that you're a champion, so stay focused and don't flinch. Lynch made it plain to Jey that he needed more than talent and will to be at the top of his game. To persevere in the face of overwhelming adversity calls for a certain frame of mind. After Jey ascended the mountain, Lynch cautioned him that maintaining his position would be a formidable challenge in and of itself. Becky Lynch has a profound grasp of the role model's significance, which enhances the power of her message. With her new title as the Man, Becky is leading the WWE and serving as an inspiration to all of the wrestlers, not just the female ones. To become a WWE superstar, she had to do more than just win bouts. She had to redefine what it meant to be a superstar. In spite of working in a male-dominated field, Becky was never afraid to say what was on her mind, expose injustice, or demand respect. One possible reading of her message to Jey Uso is that she wants him to seize his new title as Intercontinental Champion. I want to do more than simply wear the Intercontinental Championship trophy. I want to elevate it and give it more significance than it has before. Those champions that elevate the status of their championships and the stakes of each match are the ones that Lynch considers to be the best in WWE. Being a champion is considerably more than only winning matches. It's also about representing your values and carrying yourself with grace. Jey, you have an opportunity to elevate the significance of the Intercontinental Championship to new heights. Seize the moment. Discussions on a possible future plot between Lynch and Jey Uso began after she sent out her message. Becky Lynch has repeatedly shown that she is not hesitant to blur the borders between the men's and women's divisions, in contrast to WWE's tendency to keep them distinct. She has no qualms about challenging male superstars in the past or claiming her rightful place as WWE's undisputed champion. Picture a world when divisional champs Becky Lynch and Jey Uso link up for a mixed tag match, or maybe even have a fierce rivalry that goes across all of their events. Although Lynch is encouraging, there is an undercurrent of competitiveness in her remarks. She has always been determined to prove herself first, and a feud or partnership between her and Jey Uso might rock WWE if Uso can meet her challenge and earn the title of top champion.